Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to what I believe to be the final Duelyst tournament that's ever going up on Twitch. I'm Argood. I've been asked to once again donate my lovely voice and body for the purposes of casting, and frankly, I'm very happy to be back. Joining me is Makuta. How's it going, Makuta? Or son of Makuta?
Hello. Thank you for having me. This was a very surprise occurrence because about 5 minutes before I agreed to do this, I thought I was going to top eight. And then my tiebreakers nosedived and I went down to like 12th or something.
Oh, no.
Yeah, feels bad. But now I'm here, which to be honest, I'm probably going to have more fun doing this anyway. I love casting.
Yeah, sure,
And
why not?
yeah, thank you very much for bringing me along.
Oh, I'm happy to have you here. I'm
Excited.
always looking for a partner in crime to switch over to this. Now, instead of jumping straight into the top 8 brackets, we've actually had a request for a couple of games from the Swiss round. So while people are getting their games done in the top 8, if any of you guys have a game that you'd like us to cast, just ping me on Discord and I'll take a look. But the first game that was requested would be a game between 0_OU and Rock Saint. So we're going to give that one a peek real quick. And here we go. Starts off with a Vitruvian vs. Riva game, and this is a fun matchup for me personally. I'm a big fan of seeing what Riva can do. Now,
Oh my.
uh-oh, Zero seems to not be wanting this game to be cast. Sorry, man, we're in for a penny, in for a pound. However, if you want us to cast a different one of yours, let us know. Starting off with a Vitruvian play. Now this should be interesting because I see a lot of people playing this Vitruvian general running Grapnel, and Songhai has a lot of very low attacked minions, so we might expect a Grapnel swing later in the game, but that's all just speculation. Looks like we have a lot of punishing Songhai cards ready to go.
I have played Psychic Conduit when Lantern Fox was everywhere before. It was pretty good.
I don't like
That
you
was
very
before
much
Swiffer
already.
existed.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I can say I was much less of a fan. Thank you very much.
What do you do here for your zero? I guess you could Conduit the Cryptographer just to kill off the Heartseeker. This is amazing.
Yeah, and 3 mana spell to clear off a 1/1.
Oh wait, you've got a Bunswing. Ignore me. Bunswing's great here.
Yeah, that's a good play as well. Healing Mystic just to take up
Computer's
board
Guides
presence.
too. Yeah.
So I think
This one was
Zero's taken
as well.
Zero's taken a pretty commanding board present lead up at the moment, but Roxanne has a lot of card advantage. So we'll have to see how he converts that card advantage into some kind of board presence or damage. Lantern Fox is always a scary card, but it looks like Zero would have a pretty effective response to it via just grabbing a mana tile and oh, it looks like Roxane's going to prevent the mana tile.
I like this a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can deny both tiles and put a 3/4 Fox into play, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, and it gets around both Psychic Conduit and Blood of Air. So that was a really smart play. Although I think we're going to see a pretty simple response in the form of Lightbender. That'll get rid of the significant threat coming
Yeah, the
out
Lightbender
of...
is brutal here.
Yeah.
I don't know if Roxanne was. Oh, he's in chat. Roxanne, were you actually playing around Psychic Conduit there? Like, because if so, that is next level.
Here's one thing I would wonder. You know, if he played the Lightbender off of the Dervish... Oh, he chose to give him a Phoenix Fire anyway. Interesting. If he had played the Lightbender off of the Dervish, would the rush go away and the Dervish would exhaust, or would it still be able to move and attack? Do you know?
I think it loses rush and can't attack, but I might be wrong. It definitely still disappears at end of turn though.
Yes, yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, Zero says the Dervish loses it and can't attack in the chat.
Interesting.
I don't dislike this. I think that when you've got a pile of like huge things in your hand and deck, giving your opponent a Phoenix Fire is not that good. Whereas when you're against Songhai and you need to remove their things, and they tend to have positional advantages, having a Phoenix Fire is really strong, especially when you're Vitruvian and normally your removal cost is a huge pile of mana. So I think giving Roxade a Phoenix Fire and having a Phoenix Fire is actually pretty good there. I think that's a neat play.
from a flavor perspective, just a fan of stealing anybody's cards.
There is that. To use the Phoenix Fire optimally. Okay, that works too. I guess there's nothing else to spend the mana on. We're replacing it.
Sometimes
I
card
think that's all
advantage is
agree.
card advantage. I really like the Blood of Air there. Blood of Air is just such an effective card in general.
Oh yeah, Cards Busto. Being there, attacking the general with, well, specifically your general, but also even the healing mystic. I think I'd prefer making the opponent waste their time killing it themselves.
Hmm. I think from a mana efficiency perspective, using Blood of Air on anything that's 3 mana or more is efficient, considering you get a 2/2 with Rush out of it. So there's not a whole lot of
Yeah,
situations where that's not going to be helpful.
I agree with that.
This is interesting.
Oh, that Bone Swarm. That's good.
Yeah, you can play it and deal everything
Um,
2 damage.
so you can wipe the board here with Bone Swarm, Rash's Curse, and the Dervish. Is Blood of Air just better?
I don't think it is, because this, well, it's 2 2-mana spells to clear 2 3-mana spells versus 1 5-mana spell. So yeah, I guess it is better from the perspective of card advantage. There's more ways you can put together Bone Swarm and Rash's Curse than you can Blood of Air.
Blood of Air has that. Blood of Air is unrestricted, and it kills big things freely, so it depends on what else you're expecting. I think I like this line more, though. That's nice.
Yeah. Zero underscore is pretty well established his board dominance here, but next turn he's setting up a 15 out of hand damage turn. So if he punches, he puts Zero down to 17. If Zero punches next turn, Roxane will have lethal if he doesn't heal at all. And that's the kind of disgusting
Yes.
stuff that Songhai comes up with.
Probably over.
Yeah, Zero needs to
It's like,
get out of face range.
is
So
it?
I think the smart play, if he's somewhat aware of what Roxane is doing, is if he Blood of Airs, kills the Heartseeker, and then backs off while using his Battle
Is
Pando
a
to
body
body
blocker?
block. Yeah.
Yeah. That keeps you alive.
Hmm. Although this does remind me, way back in the day, of a tournament I was in where Songhai was capable of getting about 22 damage out of hand with no prerequisites. So this is definitely something along that vein, but that was pre several balancing
No.
changes.
Was that the Baconator days?
No, this was actually Blood Rage Mask days.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah. Old Spell High.
Mm-hmm. And yep,
Bloody hell.
Roxane is just sneaking this one out of here. Just Songhai things indeed, Banwai. Just Songhai things indeed.
That makes me very happy.
Alright. Roxane stealing that one like a thief.
So bad when you're playing against Songhai and they do this. Like, you can't really play around it, and you often can't see it coming very easily.
So you spend your
Um,
last turn thinking,
like,
just do they have it? Do they have it?
yeah, like in this case, so Roxanne got one Phoenix Fire off the Fox and one 8 gates off the Tenketsu.
Mm-hmm.
So you can assume they have some amount of stuff, but he still has to draw 2 Phoenix Fires the normal way. So it's like relatively unlikely.
So I haven't prepared a backup game. By the way, we're back to our casting screen. I haven't prepared a backup game. Does anyone else have a game they'd like us to cast, or we can just sit
Oh,
and chat for a little bit? Oh, you've got one?
I had a great one,
Okay.
actually.
Yeah, sure.
My game 2 against Poncho is quite long, so that may be suboptimal. This is going to be interesting casting my own game.
Yeah, is this a little too navel
I
gazing?
can't wait to see how badly I messed up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
This
it'll be
is-
that middle game.
It feels
Yeah, that one.
too self-aggrandizing to be like, oh man, look how good I did versus Poncho.
No. Well, I lost the match.
Well, now you've spoiled it. Thank you.
I mean, Poncho's in the top 8 and I'm not. So,
I
No,
mean, reasonable. You might have picked a game you won. I don't know. Anyway, we'll transition this from a narrative to a critique.
No, this game is just like it was super weird and funny. Uh,
Super
which
weird and
is
funny. I dig.
let's do it.
All right, let's hop
Also
right
quite
in.
curious to see what was in Poncho's hand. Demonstrates my rule one of sideboarding, which I will come to when it is relevant.
Yes, please do. So
I'll
Poncho
give you a
just
clue. It happens on turn 4.
okay. All right, we'll watch out for turn 4. Can Twitch chat please keep count because I'm not sure I'll be able to cast and keep track of how many turns pass.
Mana.
Now, was it the 4 mana
Um,
turn or like after 4 full turns?
oh, I meant Poncho's 4th turn when Poncho has 5 mana.
Okay.
But
all right.
it doesn't matter. You'll see.
Okay. So really just establishing board presence first. And
Yeah, I'm just going to jam my stuff in the middle of the board here. It's like reasonably resilient. Oh, what am I doing there? Putting the Metallurgist further back. And I thought, nah, let's just get aggressive.
yeah, I would expect Metallurgist to stay further back generally, but given the
This is good
positioning,
because
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I like this because this is safe. Essentially, the Metallurgist can't easily die here, and the Silithar only dies to like a Blood Tier Alchemist.
You're right. Given
At which
given
point
the
I can
positioning of
mop
the
them up.
Silithar, yeah, he can't immediately
Yeah.
take it off the board. But that Hearth Sister is definitely kind of factor in here. But it would either way, even if you played it fully behind you. So I think just full
Yeah,
committing to
exactly.
the center is the right play.
Yeah, if the Metallurgist eats a removal spell, it's like not the worst thing ever.
hmm Secondly, if you've made it tempting enough to clear the Metallurgist and he leaves the Silithar alone and gives you the opportunity to accelerate with the mana tile, that is also a reasonable
Yeah,
justification.
is I can take tiles with Silithar and I have the cost reduction from the Metallurgist, so it's very consistent that I play Lava Slasher on turn 2, which pretty relevant. So here I had to decide whether to Lava Lance it or Lava Slasher it, and I went with the Slasher because it provides more board. But I annoyingly have to take the mana tile, which means putting the Metallurgist in harm's way, so it can die next turn. Oh, Poncho's playing Aspect of the Mountains as well. That's sick.
Alright, so you reclaim the mana tile back, which is always a frustrating thing to have to do.
Yeah. In this case, it's fine because I can do it quite efficiently.
Right, and
it puts me in a.
you had discounted
Go on.
the golem anyway, so it was effectively the same mana cost. You just got rid of his 4/3 body.
Yeah, exactly. You can see why Punch is in kind of an awkward position here because this hand doesn't do a ton. Like, at least yet.
Yeah, I think like the best thing he can do is reasonably like clear off something with 3 HP, but I mean, either he clears off a 2-drop or he takes 4 damage, and neither of those are like fantastic options.
Yeah. I was quite surprised at the proposed move forward here. Because I was kind of expecting. So I lost game 1 to, among other things, Litigris and Wildtar. I should say predominantly Litigris and Wildtar. And so I was kind of expecting Poncho to play more conservatively here. So I thought that perhaps with this move forward, he didn't actually have Tigris in hand. Because this kind of puts him near me. But I guess it makes sense to try and pressure Ragnora anyway.
So
And
the
he
way
can still back away.
Well, what I guess I'm thinking there is if he had backed up, he would be on the other side of the Lava Slasher, and he'd still be in range of your young Silthar in general. So he hasn't like put himself in any less danger by walking forward here.
I don't mean the 2 damage off the Silithar. I just mean kind of generally playing conservatively in order to set up Tigris in a safe corner.
Right. So for like future minion placement, maybe that's
Yeah,
why he
yeah.
left the blood tier alchemist back there.
Yeah. Just for a while. Whether I wanted to kill everything. I figured it was worth it, again, partly because of Tigris. Like, if I leave the 3/4 alive, it can run into the corner and put down a 2/6. I'm sad. Um, and then this presenting the 2 eggs means that Poncho can only punch one of them down. So I'm likely to still have a young Silithar next turn without him committing more to it. Do you see that card I just drew at the end of my turn there?
With
That's
the crossbones.
part of sideboarding. Always bring crossbones.
Yeah, that hoses Latigris pretty hard.
Yeah, this is still sad because even though the Tigris is about to die for free, it still gets to kill both the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good play.
And she leaves the 2/1 on the board. It's so rude.
Yep. Pretty nice. Decision here about whether to... Oh, sorry, go on.
It's also nice that Latigris kind of skirts around Macantor, because you could have Macantored into all 3, but that wouldn't clear the Latigris.
Yep. And very hard to deal with. Doesn't like to Lava Slasher either. Still leaves a big body against things like Lightbender and EMP. All pretty good.
I'm thoroughly impressed that Crossbones, being a neutral minion from the original set, is still relevant in sideboarding. Like, it just hoses Rangers so effectively that, like, if you play it, you just have a massive value swing.
There's a surprising amount of sideboard cards that are neutrals from the original set, actually. Like Rustcrawler and Lightbender are good as well.
Oh my god, Rustcaller drives me nuts.
I also had them in one of my decks. My sort of plan was like I wanted to include these very high impact sideboard cards, and I kind of my other two decks, kind of besides the one I led with, based on being able to play these powerful sideboard cards. And I thought the Magma deck is good against lots of little ranged units anyway, and Rava and stuff. You can run them over with Lava Slasher, and then I get to play Plasma Storm, which I wanted for Vet, and Crossbones as a kind of nice part of that strategy. And then I played Ramp Kara so I could run Mage Swarm because I was seeing a ton of like combo Songhai on ladder. Starts to get weird and awkward. Like so far, it's my opponent's been a little bit behind. I've killed some stuff, got a sideboard card. That was all nice.
I like Poncho playing what I would affectionately refer to as the "don't touch me" play here.
Yeah, Magma really struggles to deal with this card. Really, really struggles. The other walls are all fine. You just Macanta Warbeast and they go away, but we have no real good ways through those.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did have a Lightbender in my sideboard, but I think I brought one of them in for this matchup.
Yeah, and well,
but
again, there's another neutral minion from the core set that absolutely hoses.
I didn't see the walls in game 1, so I didn't bring in the second copy.
I wonder if that's the only walls that Poncho plays in this deck.
I think so. They were the only ones I saw anyway. And it doesn't really seem like the sort of deck where you play Gravity well.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so what's Poncho's play here? Is he just gonna kill off one of the egg with a Heart Sister? Wait, what is that card's name? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is the awkward bit.
Maybe just play the sister, kill an egg, and clear.
Play more walls. Because you can't really clear, right? All my stuff's too far away. So I don't really have a way to kill these particular walls. Outside of running everything against the side of the arena and playing Macantor like round the back, which I can't really do because I can't reach. As you're about to witness my attempt to go the long way round over the course of the next several turns. There's some 0-1s in between me and my opponent, and my big army of dinosaurs can't do anything about it.
So why not use the Ripper to clear off the sister so you can just go a little like straighter back, or do you just not want to stay next to the walls?
I want to avoid the walls. So Rippers are quite good at clearing one wall at a time because it has rebirth.
Right.
So I wanted to get out of the way not take too much damage, in particular preserve the progenitor. And then I think I used the Ripper to kill one of them. Quite nice because I get to put just a ton of hardware on the table with the progenitor. So it's a bit awkward because so at this point in the match, I don't know if Poncho has Blistering Scorn.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see any in game one, and it's like a. I thought it was like a Swarm Kara deck from what I saw in game one. You had like what are they called? Bloodbound Mentors and stuff to duplicate the BBS. So I thought, maybe there isn't the Scorn in this deck, which is partly why I'm kind of cavalier, sort of wrapping around the walls here. But part of the advantage of Progenitor is that if he does have Scorn, I lose a fair amount of my stuff, but then those eggs might wake up. Not Scorn, sorry, Razorback is what I was playing around.
Right.
Obviously, Scorn kills the eggs as well.
Oh yeah, Razorback would hose this.
Can't do much about that. Poncho's in chat. Yeah, this was the weird game. The other two games, Poncho beat the crap out of me, but
I was wondering what Poncho was gonna do with this turn because he just has a lot of play stuff on board, but he doesn't have a whole lot of punishes or to try to recuperate the tempo advantage you have on him.
Yeah. So I found out later that Poncho was trying to dig for Scorn to wipe my board.
Yes.
But it took him a while to find it.
Now, did you find out later because he told you or because he found it?
You'll have to see. I wouldn't want to spoil anything.
All right. Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
So this is really awkward because despite having so much stuff in play, it's actually a surprising amount of effort to get through these mentors.
Yeah, these 0-1s are really, really tough.
Yeah. They're just doing so much. In harm's way and stuff to get the for a while here, surely there must be a way to get the second Ripper to kill the mentor, but no, everything's body blocking everything else. So I have to just trade off this 5/4, which is really sad because I wanted that 5 damage.
Yeah, but you also have 10 more HP on him, so I think it's still a reasonable thing to assume that you can afford that.
Yeah, I want to keep my opponent's board clear, reduce their options, and especially if a Scorn or something does come out, I want to make sure that I've traded a bit, so I'm not trying to preserve my resources and then lose them all to a board wipe.
Mm-hmm.
Which should kind of be a double punish.
It's definitely the split approach of do I go around the wall or through it, and then you do a little bit of both.
Yeah, through it is I have to back up, kill the walls, and then go through, which takes about the same amount of time. Annoyingly, and the way it actually works out with going around does mean that my opponent kind of funnels themselves into Mercantor, and at one point my hand is just double Mercantor, so I was like, well, if Poncho's in a corner, these are amazing. So I think it made more sense for me to go around. It just took ages.
I don't really see a path to Poncho winning this one. Something he must draw something crazy.
Well, we played 3 games, so I might win this one.
Oh, okay. The Tigress. All right, so even if he punches off the Mercantor, he can kill one of the eggs. Oh, okay, so he'll Hearth Sister an egg into range, kill the egg, and then he can use the tiger spawn.
Yeah, exactly. And then save 4 life, which is pretty important with the fact that I have about 6 damage in easy reach.
Kills the Mercantor instead of the Ripper, which I guess makes sense because the Ripper can't double punch you. You've got... Let's see.
Even if I have the pump spell. The Mercantor's Frenzy also means I could move it down and attack one of the 0-1s and just blow up all of that stuff. So of the War Beast is also pretty important here. I thought for a while about keeping the pump spell, but I thought it was better digging for something else that I could play this turn
Mm-hmm.
to maintain pressure or make it easier to clear.
I think we can pretty effectively deal with the board here by killing the Hearth Sister with the Ripper. The Mecanter punches face, and then the Ragebinder kills the Latigris.
Yep. Closer as well, so that if I draw the pump spell again, it's now in range to double attack.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else comes up. That Hailstone Prison looks like a rough draw. And there's the Scorn. And at this point, I'd like somewhat forgotten about Scorn and was just trying to finish the game. So this was a bit terrifying.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. If he plays a Scorn, like, what even happens here? Because it's not obvious the order in which, like, the Scorn hits and then things transform and then the eggs blow up.
Yeah.
So, like, does that Ragebinder egg survive or not?
Think it died. I'm trying to remember. I think I was left with just the Progenitor and the Rangebinder in the top right. So
I really like using the Heart Sister to, like, get something else closer to one of the eggs that blows up. That's smart.
Yeah, that was really clever. Saves life points. I really liked Poncho's defensive Hearth Sistering this game. Like every time that came up, it was like powerful and relevant. The Discord chat is just lagging the hell out now.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually fully just my game, too. This thing is eating up my RAM like it's its job.
Yeah, at this point, I said to him in chat, like, "Oh, there it is." Here, but I took ages to do it because I just didn't believe myself. So I can kill the 2 body blockers with the double lava lance plus general attack, and then move down and swing for lethal.
Yep.
But yeah, it was close. Like
he definitely made you work
barely
for
got
that. Yeah, there was no there's no GG easy coming out of that for sure.
Oh no, it was just such a weird game. Like when the second set of walls came out, I was like, "Oh, this is just laughing. Like, what do I even do here? I just have to go round. Like, I don't have enough resources to like grind through these."